Dexter continued where he left off in the first 3 episodes. He made it free for free when it comes to kills, but it looks like this time he may owe an assist to a bit of a drive-by. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. We know that Dexter likes to get close. He likes to get personal with his victims, but in this one, his victim got away, only to run on to an incoming car, which may have actually done Dexter a big favour.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, it was Joe Pantoliano, Sopranos legend, formerly played Ralph Cifaretto. I'm seeing people all over Twitter, right, complaining, oh, this guy looks too old. What happened to him since The Sopranos? Guess what age the guy is? 73, save you the guess. What do people want this guy to look at 73, by the way? I'm actually seeing a lot of outrage about this. Oh, why'd they get him? He's a retired hitman.
Yeah, I think he suits someone being 73 suits that kind of
No,
lifestyle.
but it's like people were pretending that he looked like absolutely done. I thought he looked fine. He's 73 years
Yeah,
old.
he looked good for 73.
Yeah, I thought he was a really good cameo in this episode.
He was,
He's
but
a good actor.
it seems to be, I think that's all he will be, though, because the ending...
He's roadkill. He's mangled.
Yeah, he may be Mad Dog, but he was left at the side of the road like a dog. So we can start off with the abducted kid. He's found by a group of runners. He's just hanging there. Dexter then sees a kid, and you actually see Dexter take this pretty bad. Normally, this stuff doesn't really bother Dexter, but I mean, the thought of this kid hanging did seem to mess him up. Or you know what? Maybe it's just a combination of him desperate for another kill, when what he really wants is to get his hands on the kid killer.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine Dexter in the normal show reacting like this, but he reacted like here nonetheless, and seeing the kid, or was he just manipulating Big Harry? Making, feeling bad about this to get Harry to be like, oh, you know what, I think we need to fulfill his urges here.
Yeah, I mean, possibly Maria wants to take lead on this, but Dempsey says, nah, you ain't taking lead on this. You say that every death is important, so he sends her over to some beach where there's some gay guy that was killed.
Tell you what, I thought this was actually a fantastic scene because he just served her the greatest comeback of all time. It was like, well, you said every life matters, you stupid bitch.
Yeah,
so what's the problem? Why are you overreacting if I'm sending you over there? Which just proves the department's fucking point.
Yeah,
so hypocritical for Lagarta, but this was very good.
She wanted to take point on this because obviously it's a big case.
Yep.
And then when he tried to send her elsewhere, she wasn't too happy about it, but then he threw her own words back at her. Well, here, you said that prostitutes and minorities and homeless people, all their deaths, the so-called non-human deaths, are just as important. So, yeah, she gets sent over there. Dexter and Saunders go with her. We have some, I believe, homosexual homeless kid that was kicked out in the streets. I think he may have been a bit of a sex worker. He's been strangled. One of the employees doesn't want to help lift the guy onto. Yeah, I'm not touching him. So Saunders and Dexter lift the kid, and Dexter does what Dexter does. He investigates it. I mean, he uses an educated guess, first of all, which Maria doesn't like. She accuses it of being a guess, but I mean, let's be honest, these guys, an educated guess is all they can really do until they get the hard factual evidence. So I don't.
Yeah.
I think Maria was just taking her frustration out on Dexter because she wasn't happy about this case that she was working on. That seemed to be what I got from it.
It makes you wonder how, Lagarta actually managed to get to the level of an LT.
Backstabbing, I think, and just
backstabbing, anything to do her way to get to the top.
Playing the political card.
We're absolutely right here. It's like,
I mean, she's done that already, and I think that's a separate fid we can make, but she's just arrived, and already she was basically accusing the apartment of being racist and all this stuff, so...
I just don't like Lagarta, man. It's like, Jesus Christ. Oh, you're having a go at him for a guess, as you say. They're not in the lab. They don't have any forensics. Like, you can point everything out and think that's how it happened, but we see, like, later, as time goes by, things happen, and then you find, oh, we flipped the body around and it was actually this, and oh, this time of death is at this point. I don't... Why... Yeah, she's taking it on Dexter, but... Is she written on purpose to be this fucking annoying? I think she is.
Yeah, I don't think we're supposed to like Maria LaGuerta.
Yeah. She's just the boss that no one likes.
Dempsey doesn't trust her. I wouldn't be surprised if she backstabs her way. Although, I mean, maybe not this young, but, I mean, how did she ascend to be lieutenant? Maybe we'll find out in Original Sin. Maybe we will not. But Dexter wants to commit some sins of his own. and he's got a new potential victim in a retired hitman called Mad Dog. Harry, though, Harry doesn't want him to do it. Harry thinks it's too dangerous. Like, Dex, come on, you can't go after a hitman. This guy's too skilled. You're not capable of taking him down, which I can definitely see Harry's point of view. This guy apparently has made a career of killing dozens of people. Dexter so far has only got 2.
Yeah, only 2 kills under his belt. Mad Dog looks like he's got hundreds. I mean, could potentially thousands, considering he's connected to the mob. Could be literally something in that ballpark. You've also got... You've got Dempsey, right? Captain Dempsey. He gets interrupted here by his wife. And it turns out that his wife cheated on him.
Is he captain, by the way, or lieutenant?
Lieutenant Captain. You know what? He can be the captain of Fog Entertainment, because this guy's growing on me.
I like him.
I thought... Now, why is it not Matthews? But now I'm like, you know what? It's fucking Dempsey. He owns that role. But his wife's like, oh, I cheated on you because you care too much about your job and you're making us money. What the fuck was this scene?
Yeah, she complains about him not having enough time for his son. And, I mean, the guy works. The guy's got a very important job. I mean, I think that him focusing on this case is a bit more important than attending some football game. Basically throws the fact that he blames her on ruining the family, and she kind of throws back, well, here, if you weren't working all the time, I mean, if you didn't get promoted, then this family would still be together. I mean, really, this guy works hard to get into his position, makes money, provides for his family, and he gets rewarded by having his wife cheat on him. I mean, fucking...
And she tries to spin it on him. Like, see, once he said that, she should have been like, alright, you got me, that was my bad. But no, actually doubles down on him. And again, you know what? Maybe when this promotion was offered to him, maybe they should have all sat down and went, right, are you going to cheat on me if I take this promotion and work more hours, or should I not take it and then, you know, we'll get less money and then we can be a happily ever after. It's pathetic, man, actually trying to paint this Dempsey. Where was this going? And Dexter's outside playing like Pac-Man on the Game Boy with the kid.
Yeah, Dexter's trying to...
I won't tell if you don't, buddy. Here's a Twix.
Socialise with the kid, gives him some chocolate, but I mean, come on. Debra, though, she wants more than chocolate. Chocolate's not enough to get her high. She's getting cocaine, and I mean, so far from what we've seen in 4 episodes, Debra's nothing but a foul-mouth junkie, like, really. I mean, at this point, I could see why she's a bit upset, because Harry does, I think, blatantly favour Dexter, but she's not this, like, you know, perfect child that she makes out to be.
Yeah, you know what? Controversial. I do not care for Debra in this prequel. It's just, it just feels so irrelevant to the main... Like, you see when we've seen the promos and the trailers, right, and even by the opening intro, they are clearly focusing on the Morgan family, right? They clearly are, there's no two ways about it. To me, to me, Dexter is almost getting as much screen time as Debra, in a sense, when you factor in, like, the intros and shit. Obviously, he's getting a wee bit more, but in the original show, it was all about Dexter. But I like the fact that Harry's getting a lot of screen time. I do not care about her being, 16, 17, and going underage drinking and getting with this guy who lied that said he was, like, you know, an accountant of some capacity. And stealing drink at this bar, or sniffing coke. This guy, oh, that's better than Dexter's coke he got his last episode. I can't help but, you can limit her screen time and still play the whole, oh, well, my family doesn't love me and Harry prefers Dexter over me thing. I think she's getting far too much screen time. And I think you could half her screen time and give it to this case about the judge's son.
I mean, I don't think her screen time would be that much of an issue if they actually done something other than just she wants to party and have fun and drink and do drugs. I mean, that seems to be the majority of... I mean, that seems to be it.
Yeah, I mean, Harry's very lenient. She's like, oh, Harry's a bad man. He hates me, he just goes for Dexter. It's like, yeah, I know Harry doesn't know all about this, right? But he obviously, come on, Deb, you're not getting very good at lying anymore. Harry could be so much more of a CUNT of a parent. He could be like, you're never leaving your room. You know what I mean? He could be like, under surveillance, all that stuff. But the fact of the matter is this. Harry's right. She's like, greeting. Oh, you took the truck. You said I could have the truck. And then he's like, oh, well, you know what? Maybe... A child being thrown off a bridge is more important than you driving your friends to the fucking beach, you stupid bitch.
And she's like, well, fuck, how am I supposed to know now? I can't compete with a dead kid.
Oh, how am I supposed to know? Maybe because your dad and your brother are in the police department in a big city where shit like this happens every day.
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to think here. Episode 1, she went to that party, got drunk. Episode 3, got Dexter to make her the cocaine. Episode 4 here, got her own cocaine, went to a bar, then got obviously underage drinking, fake ID, and went out with some guy that's obviously considerably older than her. Can't really remember what she did in episode 2, but I'm going to assume it might have involved drinks and drugs. Can you remember what Debra did in episode 2?
Was it the volleyball game?
No, that was episode 1.
Episode 1, honestly can't remember what Debra did in episode 2. I think there might have been a bit. I think her and Sophia went and... Was that when they bought the earrings? Either way, right, I just don't really like the direction of this Debra character, and when we're 4 episodes in now of a season that's probably only going to last 6 more episodes, I don't see how it drastically changes. And like the fact that she's doing coke, I mean, did we even see her do drugs once in the original show? And I get it, it's a lot of years later, she's, you know, a teenager here. But it just feels weird. Feels very weird.
I mean, it could have been maybe what we see in this that'll put her off drugs later on, that'll make her lead a straight life potentially. But I think that's the only reason this makes sense, because right now, I mean, she's not even 18, and she essentially just lives this like party lifestyle. It's a bit strange, and I think it's even stranger that Harry allows it. But then again, when he's got a son that's killing people, maybe that's the bigger picture. See, if Dexter wasn't this killer that needed to kill it, I do not believe that Harry would let this stuff that Deb does slide.
Yeah, but you think living the normal life and trying to keep Dexter under wraps and out of the public eye would be to actually pay more attention to your daughter, rather than just 100% focus on Dexter, who looks like he's quite normal, getting a paycheck now and he's in Miami PD.
He's still a killer.
He's still a killer, but you would think he would focus more on Debra to make it look like he cares about them both equally, to everyone on the outside. Anyway, though, I just don't think the Debra scenes are all that good.
No, we go to flashback city time now, and Laura Moza, she can't meet with the drug dealers because she's got no babysitter. Harry steps in and he spends the day looking after Brian and Dexter. Brian seems to be a bit of, you know, a loner kid, doesn't really seem to communicate much with Harry, but we see Harry and Dexter bonding a little bit, I guess, and is this the decision? I wonder if Harry ever considered adopting both of them.
Potentially, but as he always points out, Brian was too damaged.
And Dexter ain't?
Well, that is true. Guess he didn't realise Dexter was that damaged, though, maybe at the start. But then...
I mean, couldn't he give Brian a code?
I see he could have, like... but when you look at these...
Theory.
Although, I mean, raising both of them, I've been a bit mental.
Yeah, but maybe the two of them could have looked after each other and he would have had less worries.
When you look at Dexter at this age, he was in these flashbacks, it's like... Would he not be remembering a few things? I don't know. I think in the original show, he appeared, at least to me, to look a lot younger.
Yeah, for me, in the original show, when...
He was almost infant-like.
Yeah, I think they've added like a year or two in terms of the character that plays him. For me, he did seem more like he was maybe 3 or 4. In this, he seems a little bit older than that.
No, he definitely does, but yeah, I enjoyed these flashback scenes. Obviously, you're getting Dexter and Big Harry getting closer, and then you get Harry.
Could they have done a show just on the Harry, Laura Moser stuff, or do you think it's better to include that in already?
I think it's just better to include it in this.
Yeah, maybe it is.
Because honestly, if you take all this out of this show goes down a bit in quality as well.
No, that is very true. We think of Dexter going to play his little mind games with Mad Dog. He's out on the boat where he plans to probably do the kill, but he doesn't realise that Mad Dog is actually renting the boat to more than just Dexter. He's like, you think the peasants you're paying me is going to get you the boat to yourself? No, so Dexter has to share the boat with a couple. He starts opening up with Mad Dog about his previous life, and he talks about how he used to have to evict people from their homes. And I mean, I thought it was very... I think you could get away with asking the first couple of questions, did you ever feel bad? But Dexter then made it like painfully obvious that he was taking like a dig at this guy.
Yeah. Which is just dangerous, because it's making this guy realise, like, is he a cop or something?
I think you could certainly say, did you ever feel bad about having to affect like older people or people with kids? And then just leave it at that. But he kept pushing it. It's like, well, maybe you should have felt bad, you know? Maybe there was some other way.
Yeah, maybe these foreclosures, but he's never going to outright admit, yeah, I murdered some of these guys, you know? I got so many coffin dodgers out of their house and hoovered all their money off them. Never going to admit to it, but I think Dexter's always had this problem of asking too many questions, because he's got no self-awareness.
He does not, so...
I like yams.
Yams. Yeah, I'm grateful for them. So, he doesn't get to kill Mad Dog on the boat, but he later tracks down Mad Dog in his home later that night. But Mad Dog's a pretty, capable human being. He might be old now, he might be retired, but he can still handle himself. He manages to fight out of Dexter's trap before the plastic can really get wrapped. He's like handcuffed or hand-tied with some form of, tape, something like that. But he manages to break free from Dexter, and Dexter gives chase. We see Mad Dog running down the street. Dexter's chasing him. Mad Dog's pretty much naked, and he's trying to untie his hands. Dexter is pretty far behind, even though Dexter's a lot younger, and he's probably going to close the gap. Mad Dog did get a decent lead on Dexter, but Mad Dog trips over, and before he can get up and continue running, a car comes and just plows into him. I believe killing Mad Dog, and Dexter's left with saying, "Oh shit."
Oh shit.
Not the clean kill that Dexter wanted, wasn't not able to dispose of the body. I imagine whoever struck in the car, they're going to have to get out. There's going to be Mad Dog laying in the streets. Will Dexter be identified? Will anybody have noticed some young 20-year-old guy chasing this 73-year-old guy down the street? I mean, possibly, but all of a sudden, Dexter had 2 kills that went pretty well, but this one was certainly sloppy. He may have got the kill, but, it wasn't clean.
No, it definitely wasn't clean, but what do you make of Dexter's, you look at the original show, I don't feel like he was ever addicted to killing. I honestly feel like Dexter was more, he actually wanted to, clean the streets of bad people, while fulfilling a certain urge. I almost feel like in this show, he just is addicted to killing. He needs to. I guess this is the start of it.
Maybe the longer it goes, he's able to wait longer. I mean, we did see, I think, between season 1 and 2, it was 39 days, and he was kind of reluctant to kill after killing Brian. But yeah, I mean, in the original show, it didn't feel like he would rush a kill.
This is very weird, though. He's like, "Oh, Dad, that guy, that kid getting flung off that bridge, man, I need the kill. I need Mad Dog. Here's proof. Paper shredder. Oh, here's the proof, Harry. Let me kill him, Harry."
I suppose it is different because, I mean, he always needs his dad's permission here. Whereas in the original show, he can just do it whenever he wants. So maybe it's in his own time, so he's more relaxed that way.
Look, I guess, but I mean, let's be honest, man. He needs Harry's permission. Debra sneaks out the house quite a lot as well, man. They could both do it. What's Harry doing? Eating peanut butter, man. He needs to step up to task as a parent. Big Harry. Doesn't he? But I think that's pretty much it, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that is it for this episode.
I mean, Dexter did figure out all the stuff in the splatter room where he was like, here, the person was dead while they were getting choked, sort of thing, so I guess we'll find out more about that. But as for the judge's son, I feel like that's just end it.
Will we get another judge's son or another kid kidnapped?
It would feel very premature for this cartel thing just to completely die flat on its arse.
Yeah, look, we'll have to wait and see. But
Batista and Masuka not doing much.
Yeah, really not. Just kind of background characters at this point. Even Tanya doesn't really do much. We had a scene where Dexter was experimenting and he was using ketchup and melons to show off the kill, and Masuka made a funny joke about Tanya's melons. But other than that, Masuka...
I totally understand, right, why you would want Batista, Masuka, and LaGuardia in here, because they're original characters from the original show, continuity, all that good stuff. But I don't think they add anything. I really don't. I'm not saying they're awful or they're good, but do you not think this show could definitely have went on if these three just didn't really exist in it?
Yeah, I mean,
the screen time is minimal.
Maybe they'll get a bit more screen time going forward. Maybe they're focusing on Dexter and the main core cast for the first 3 episodes. Honestly, I think I would like all the characters to get a bit more screen time, though. It's not just... I think Masuka and Angel would be great, but I don't think we've seen that much. I feel like we've probably seen more old Bobby than current Bobby. I would like to get Dempsey a bit more. And I'd just like to see more of the other characters. But anyway, it's time to rate this one. What are you giving it out of 10?
I liked it, but I feel like the overarching story of the series isn't really there. I feel like the basic killing of each episode is, but normally by this point in Dexter, we know what the overarching story is in a season. I don't really know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, look at Dexter season 4, and by the end of episode 4, Lundy was killed, and the foundations were well and truly set for that season.
Like this, I mean, I thought it was going to be the judge's son. I thought that. I mean, obviously that killer, right? That's probably going to eventually become the main plot line of this season. But I don't know. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. I'm enjoying it, but there is some stuff they need to change.
Yeah, I'm going to get a 6 out of 10 as well. I mean, I'm tied between a 6 and a 7, but I'm going to get a 6.
There we go.
So there you go, guys. We'll catch you in the next one. More Dexter to come. Need to react to the episode 5 promo, and hopefully we get something good out of that. Anyway, guys, that's it. Till next time. Peace.